Coming up in Judge Fleischer's courtroom.
That's what you need to do. Just because you say court-appointed lawyer, poof, it doesn't magically appear, oh, there's a lawyer to represent you. This isn't, you need a lawyer to represent you, and you need to go out there and hire one. You need to interview one. It's like buying a car. When you buy a car, your first car, you don't go to a Ferrari. You don't go to Lamborghini. You don't go to, well, I'm going to say BMW, but that's a... Mr. Dean, you're charged with reckless driving. You're facing up to 30 days in jail and or a $500 fine. You've missed court. You've paid an out-of-county bond. Every time you miss court, we issue a warrant. And all you do is end up enriching bonding companies every time you miss court. That's all you're doing. So if you like to throw money away, keep missing court.
That was a mistake. That was my part.
I'm letting you know, every time you miss, we issue a warrant, and every time it triples or quadruples. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So the next time it's probably going to get hit 5,000 plus.
I understand.
Now, do you have a lawyer today? You need a lawyer to represent you in this case. You're facing quite a bit of time, not to mention collateral consequences with a conviction like this. So
You need to bring your driver's license, a new driver's license, and a copy of my insurance.
that is to be able to drive, but you still need a lawyer to represent you in this case. Have you sought out or reached out to any lawyers?
Yeah, but
Have you hired a lawyer yet?
No.
You need to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to give you time for you to do that. We're going to reset your case for a month. We need you to go out, reach out to lawyers, and when you come back, you need to have a lawyer representing you. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. Can you run his license to see if it's valid?
Yes, Judge.
And then do you mind grabbing his insurance? What kind of car was this driving? Alex, please.
Let me pull up the.
So this card, you're only covered on the 2007 Chevy Suburban. You understand that? So that's the only car that you can drive. So don't drive any other car. Do you understand that? All right, I will take off the bail condition that you can't drive. You're now allowed to drive. Make sure that it's that car. I'm going to have you go to Victoria Steiner Reset, and then we're going to get you out of here. When you come back, please have a lawyer. Don't miss court again, because your bond is just going to go a lot higher. You understand? Okay, sir. Please. Got it. Good morning, Mr. Fontenot. Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
On November 17, 2024, the officer responded to a medical assistance call at a public roadway in Harris County, Texas. Upon arrival, the officer observed the defendant's motor vehicle stationary in a moving lane of traffic. The defendant was asleep in the driver's seat of the vehicle while it was still in drive. The officer observed 3 open containers inside the vehicle in plain view, all of which were cold to the touch.
Drinking while driving?
Yes, Judge, all cold to the touch. And after several attempts at waking the defendant, the officer broke the back passenger side window and placed the vehicle in park. When the defendant woke up, the standard field sobriety tests were performed. HGN 6 out of 6, walk and turn 4 out of 8, one leg stand 1 out of 4. DIC were read, but the defendant refused. Blood search warrant was obtained and executed.
Any priority to be eyes?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Fontenot, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Do you have a Texas driver license?
Yes, sir.
I'm now taking away your privilege to drive. You're not allowed to drive for the foreseeable future. Do you understand? And I would hope that you recognize it's elementary that you're not to have alcohol in the car while you are driving. If I find that you consume alcohol, if I find that you use illegal drugs, I will put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. You will be signing an affidavit with me today promising me you're not going to drive. And I don't care if Jesus needs a ride to church. You get into a car and drive, I can have a contempt hearing. You can be facing up to 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you drive. Do you understand? Mike, when I know that he appreciates the awesome power and privilege it is to drive, I will allow him to drive. But until that point, and you coming up here telling me, oh, I've learned my lesson, means nothing to me. Actions speak louder than words. Heed this warning. You will not get another one. Do not drive. Do you understand?
particular the court wants him to do to demonstrate that?
I don't know, creativity goes a long way, but I want you to appreciate what it is to be able to drive. Living in a city as big as Houston without the ability to drive blows. You understand? And I want you to appreciate that and understand that. I'd like a little bit of time in the past. A little creativity goes a long way. But, how old are you, sir?
He's 19.
You're 19 years old. What are you doing with yourself these days, Mr. Fontenot?
I currently work in Conroe. I'm a diesel mechanic. So
He's employed full-time and he's never been in trouble, Judge, just for what it's worth.
Did you graduate from high school?
yes,
You need to understand that your life is just now starting. And what you make of your life now, it's like it's a road, right? That you're building in your life now. That road can be smooth, it can be glorious, paved in gold, or it could be a chunky, rocky piece of crap pot, just cobbled stone that are filled with holes because you're in and out of jail. You're setting yourself up for the next 40 years of life. And if you end up in and out of jail with conviction after conviction, with drug problem after drug problem, it's not a good way to go through life. This life is about money and it's about this. Do you understand? And I want you to appreciate all this. And when I know that we do, then you and I can talk again. Above all else, do not consume alcohol. You have a lawyer. Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance. It is your responsibility to stay in touch with Mr. Trent, and he will tell you when you have to come back to court. If he tells me he can't get a hold of you because you're playing games, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. You pick up a new case, violate conditions, don't stay in contact. We're not going to have a good experience here. If you do as you should, then hopefully we'll come out of this unscathed. Do you understand? Do you have any questions? Okay. All right, guys. I'm have him sign the affidavit. We'll have him go sign a receipt of Victoria. You'll get with Felicia for your bond conditions, and after that, you're free to go.
Judge, please, the court, I'll probably bring him back in about 30 days, just so you can check his progress.
Certainly can. Let's see how things are going. But him coming up here and just saying that I missed my license, I want to see some kind of proactivity.
Okay.
All
right.
All right. Okay.
Thank you.
Good luck to you, sir.
Excused?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Tovar. Good morning. Sir, you're charged with driving on a suspended or revoked license. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
On November 11th, 2024, officers observed the defendant's motor vehicle traveling with tail lamps emitting a white light in violation of Texas Transportation Code 547.322, which require a red light. Traffic stop was initiated. Officers ran a Texas license plate through NCIC, revealing the insurance to be unconfirmed. Officers made contact with the driver and sole occupant of the vehicle, the defendant. The defendant displayed a Texas ID stating he did not have a Texas driver's license because he had to pay $300 to get another one. Officers ran the ID, finding the Texas driver's license to be ineligible and expired as of December 2020.
All right, Mr. Tovar, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm going to have you now sign with me today an affidavit. This is a promise you're going to make to me that you're not going to drive. I don't care what's going on in your life. I don't care if you need groceries. A kid has got to go to school. Do not drive. If you don't have a license and liability insurance, do not drive. Do you understand?
Sir.
If I find that you drive, I can have a contempt hearing. You can be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you drive a car. It's an offense in and of itself, punishable by up to 6 months in jail. If you want to drive, go get a license, get liability insurance, and then we can talk. But until that point, if you drive, it's really just not going to go well for you. Do you understand?
Sir.
We're going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. I'm not going to put any conditions on your bond other than you not driving. I will have you come up here, swear to us you're not going to drive, get you to Victoria, sign a reset, and then you're free to go. Don't drive. Don't. You understand? Okay, come on. Good morning, Mr. Wilson. Sir, you're charged with driving on a suspended license. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, sir. Officers initiated a traffic stop after observing the defendant's vehicle without a front license plate. The officers found that after running the defendant's license, it returned not eligible. Officers also observed that the defendant had 2 warrants for prior traffic infractions, and the defendant was also unable to show proof of insurance for the vehicle.
Find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I will have you now sign an affidavit with me today. This is a promise you're going to make to me that you're not going to drive. I don't care what's going on in your life. I don't care if there's a medical emergency, a burning building, and you have to save 50 kittens. Do not drive. If I find that you do, I can have a contempt hearing. You can be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you drive. Do you understand? Yes or no? We're going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. I will have you come up here, swear to us you're not going to drive. I'll have you sign a reset with Victoria. After that, we'll let you go. When you come back, please have a lawyer. You're LeJared McCardle.
McCardle.
Sir, you're charged with tampering with a government record. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain. Oh, it's.
He was just rolled for.
Oh, I see. Got it. My fault. Do you have a lawyer today? What are you doing about that?
Court appointed lawyer. I don't know how to sign up to be one.
It's a matter of you Googling or perhaps getting a newspaper and start interviewing lawyers. That's what you need to do. Just because you say court appointed lawyer, poof, it doesn't magically appear. Oh, there's a lawyer to represent you. This isn't, you need a lawyer to represent you and you need to go out there and hire one. You need to interview one. It's like buying a car. When you buy a car, your first car, you don't go to a Ferrari. You don't go to Lamborghini. You don't go to, well, I'm going to say BMW, but that's a, you go to a car that you can afford. It's the same thing with a lawyer. 99% of lawyers will put you on a payment plan if you ask. You need to find one that's right for you. Don't take them at first blush. Negotiate the price. You know, like I said, 99% will go down and they'll put you on a payment plan. It's a matter of you going out there and finding them. Do you understand? Okay. You've already been reset at least 1 to 2 times, right? Have you even tried to look for a lawyer?
Out of town works.
Okay. This is now important. You're facing a year in jail. Do you understand? Okay. So we're going to give you time. I'll give you another 30 days. When you come back, please have a lawyer, sir.
Yes, sir.
You've literally tested positive the entire time while you have been on bond.
Sir, I haven't smoked since August 25th.
You've tested positive
Is there a way
August 27th. You tested positive September 30th. You tested positive now November 18th.
And I can obtain the urine sample and I will go pay for it myself to show that it's been a steady decline because I have not smoked, Your Honor.
It should be out of your system. It's been 3.
Heavy smoker.
It's been 3 months. 8, 9, 10, 11. It's been 3 months. When did he test positive? Yesterday?
Yes, sir, Your Honor. I spoke to pretrial services. They reported to me that he did test positive. Client has.
He's done a total of 3 tests, right, Felicia?
Yes, I have one from his first hearing date and then a positive from the 7th of October where he was remanded to custody. And then none since October until yesterday.
I don't know what to tell you, Mr. Houlihan. I guess you just don't take it seriously. I've asked you repeatedly not to. You've tested consistently positive for marijuana. I've told you since day one, do not use. And you continue to test positive. What am I supposed to do?
Judge, if I may, could I get those dates that Mr. Houlihan tested positive again from the pretrial service?
So we have one on 8/27.
8/27/24,
September 30th,
9/30/24,
10/7,
10/7/24.
and now 11/18. I have no choice, Mr. Houlihan. It goes with you. Sorry.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dick. Come up, Mr. Cormier. You got a warrant, dude. They issued 2 warrants. No?
It has been signed yet. I emailed the coordinator this morning. She's gonna talk to the DAs about it.
Okay.
They were supposed to take it before, I think she did the grand jury last month. And they're waiting, she's waiting to talk to
He's saying that they went up yesterday and talked to.
But it was Phil and the judge, I wasn't one person. My assumption.
Are these new cases? I mean, they're from August. I'm sorry, October 10th.
In my thought, when speaking with Phil yesterday, that everything was good.
Phil.
Stevenson, with
Okay.
Brian's office.
Okay, yeah.
And so I know they were kind of there dealing with.
Let's do this. Just take a seat for me in the jury box now. Do you want to reach out to Phil and find out what's going on? And then, good morning, Mr. Odom.
Morning.
With us, you're charged with several cases. You're charged with violation of a protective order. You're charged with harassment. I think that's it. You entered in a very, very serious probation yesterday, a deferred, which is a type of probation that if you complete successfully, you don't end up with a conviction. But I want you to understand that you give up nearly every right known to man by entering into this probation. And if you do it, wonderful, great things will happen for you. But if you break it, you don't do your conditions, you test positive, you're in a very tough court. And I'm telling you now, you could be doing many, many years in prison if you violate the probation. She's great, but she's no nonsense like us. Take things seriously. And if you're going to play games, we only got one place for you. And you could end up in prison for up to 10 years. You understand?
Yes, sir.
What are we doing here?
We're doing a 300 credit for 120
On the BPO or?
on the BPO, dismissing the harassment.
Okay. So one more thing that you also have to understand is that you're charged with the violation of a protective order now, Mr. Odom. If you continue with the same course of conduct in a certain amount of time, they can file that as a continuous VPO, and there you're looking at yet another third-degree felony. So whatever you were doing to get you into this here, stop.
Yes, sir.
You have children with this person, right? Okay. If you want to get access to your kids, and you should, because every child should have access to their every father should have access to their child. Do it the right way. Go through the family courts. Don't take matters into your own hands, because things are really going to go sideways quick. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, you can never take this off. This violation of a protective order will go on your record. It will be there forever. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
This is what you want to do.
Yes, sir.
So it is 300 days in jail with credit for 131 days credit. I'm going to roll your report costs so you won't owe anything. As part of the agreement, the harassment will be dismissed. Just like I said, be careful. There's so many other fish in the sea. Get it? No means no. Doesn't mean maybe. Doesn't mean this. No. No means no. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Come on, man. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I give you Mr. Farias. We are pleading to a probation on a DWI with a dismissal of an assault family violence.
Okay. You realize what's going on. You also need to realize that the DWI will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. It's even there after you die.
Understandable.
You ever get pulled over, officers, the first thing they do when they're pulling you over, they look up your record. If they see a prior DWI, they come up to your car and they smell alcohol, dope. What do you think they're going to do?
Take me to jail.
Right. From now on, you're looking at a minimum of 30 days in jail. So no more proverbial slaps on the wrist. It's a lot of time to do. All you got to do from now on, you want to get lit, one button on a phone. You can have a car waiting to take you anywhere you want to go in this world.
Yes, sir.
$20. Do you understand?
I will testify that the last time I did an Uber, it was 50. But yes.
Still cheaper than the alternative.
Much so.
Right?
I was just offended at how much an Uber cost to take me
Still,
2 miles.
It's so much better regardless, even $50. You know?
I paid it.
Or walking.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Farias, you're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, it will go on your record. You can never change this or undo this. You give up the right to appeal. You understand?
Understand.
How do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated? Guilty. I will find you guilty. And so you're saying we're doing, is it 180 days?
It's 180 days probated for 1 year, Judge.
Okay.
Relatively standard conditions. I believe they added BIP, which was part of the dismissal of the assault and violence case.
This is the 18-week BIP, correct?
Yeah, the regular BIP.
Regular BIP. All right.
I'm of the firm opinion that there's BIP, and then there's other things that shouldn't be called BIP. So this is BIP. I believe there's a guardian interlock order, and speaking to my client, he does not have a valid driver's license, so we'll need to do a non-driving affidavit.
And we will now make that a condition that you get your license as well. Did you get your high school diploma? That's another condition that we will do.
You get a GED.
In lieu of community service, we will do a GED or equivalent program. You must, at a minimum, get your GED. In this life, you can't go without a high school diploma. You're going to make pennies to when everybody else makes $1.
I understand.
So you have a lot of stuff here to do. I want you to understand this is not going to be easy. And I'm going to keep you on until you finish all this stuff. I'm not going to let you go. And if I have to put you in jail repeatedly to get you to understand, that's what I'm going to do, Mr. Farias. You will not leave this probation at a minimum until you get your GED. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If I have to, I can hold you for 3 years. And I have held people on for that long to pay restitution. And I will do it in a heartbeat.
He's saying that he can extend your probation to 3 years, not put you in jail for 3 years. I want to make sure you understand that.
The Batters Intervention Program. The Batters Intervention Prevention Program. It's an 18-week class that you have to do once a week for 18 weeks. You cannot miss a class because the classes are designed for you to complete it in a certain way, and you have to go once a week for 18 weeks. I understand that you may work, but when you sign up for the class, you're allowed to sign up for what days you want. Make sure it's a day that you're off, perhaps a weekend, but don't set yourself up to fail for sitting on a day that you know you got to work or you have other obligations. Don't call in, oh man, I can't work, I can't make it. They're going to kick you out.
Yes,
they
sir.
kick you out, I will issue a warrant for your arrest.
Yes, sir.
You must do a DWI education class. Did they put a victim impact panel?
No, sir.
Okay, so I would prefer him to get the GED, right, and this driver's license. So for you to complete this program, all you have to do is just a couple things. Your driver's education class, your DWI education class, sorry, the BIP class, get your driver's license and get your GED. As long as you can do all those things, we're happy. Do you understand?
Understand.
If you violate this, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. I'm going to put you in jail. I'm going to bring you back out to question why you mucked up. I'm going to put you right back in for who knows how long, and then I'm going to let you out, and we will continue on. And we're going to do this until you get your GED. Do you understand?
Understand.
Okay. All right, guys. Good luck.
But she's here and
Come up, ma'am.
discovering the case and had a chance to do a kind of cursory review. I think the state has done some vetting of it as well, but we're
Is
just
she PTI eligible? Do you know?
no probably would be, but I haven't had a chance to get that far. It's just been a
Okay,
handful of
so,
days.
but understand, I'm keeping it on a very short leash because it's 500 days old.
No, Judge, and
So-
as diligent as possible. So,
Please. I'm giving you a chance. You're out in the free world. Most people at this, they wouldn't do it. I would just keep them locked up, you know? He's convinced me to let you out. Make the best of it, you know? Don't use. The only thing I'm asking you to do, don't use alcohol, don't use illegal drugs. And I'm going to test you like crazy. I'm telling you that now. I just took in 2 seconds ago someone into jail because they're drinking alcohol. No means no. No from any source. I don't care what it is. Now, your case, like I said, it's very old. It's time to get on it. So I'm going to give you guys one setting. You need to find out what you want to do. At the next setting, you got to come back. I'm going to give you 30 days, but you got to come back and you have to let me know what you want to do. You must either accept a plea bargain from the state. If you want to apply for the diversion program, you must have the packet done by the next 30 days. Mr. Garris can tell you what that entails, but that is a program that if you're granted entry into and you complete it successfully, the DWI gets dismissed. But you have to apply and then you have to take an evaluation. You got 30 days. Don't use. Do you have a Texas driver license? You're not allowed to drive. The worst possible thing you can do with this short life is get into a car and drive, Ms. Johnson. You already have this affidavit not to drive, so understand that, all right? Okay, guys. Good luck.
Thank you.
So you got to understand that they're planning on indicting your case tomorrow. What that means is that they're going to take it to a grand jury, and assuming a grand jury finds that there's probable cause, 2 warrants will issue tomorrow. Don't run. It's the worst possible thing you can do because then you're a flight risk. And when people are flight risks, the only thing that happens are their bonds go sky high. So don't. Stay close, stay in contact with your lawyer, and then they'll be able to work something out with the felony court. As far as our case is concerned here,
January 7th.
so we're setting your case for trial. So be ready, okay? Because we're not going to wait for the felony court. Your case is old here. Do you understand? Okay, guys, good luck. I don't know what the issue is, but I think that, you know, you're calling it not being very nice to my staff.
That was, me and her had a good conversation. I mean, the lady, she said she was even going to try to help me. She didn't want to let me come today. That's how I got that information.
You weren't supposed to be here today. We gave you a date of
Yeah, but we're not.
December 16th.
Yeah, but
for
when
the-
I called and I explained to her that I won't be here, I won't have nowhere to stay while I'm here, and I told her she could bring my information, my documents that I had to prove that I had eviction and I was moving back home to my mom. So how can I be here on December 16th if I'm leaving on the 15th?
You've got this case open, right? So you can't just
I know that's.
move and leave without taking care of this first, you know?
I know, but that was already arranged. That's why I called and did due diligence to say, hey, how do I go about this process?
Okay, so you need a lawyer, right? We spoke about that last time.
That's why I brought everything to show that I have an eviction. How can I pay for a lawyer? I don't even have the money for one. And
If I remember last time you came here, you said you have your own business. You've got
just because I have business, that
4
doesn't mean I
trucks.
make money. Yeah,
that
I
you've
did,
got.
but I'm here because the guy who I'm here for ruined that truck, totaled the truck, and I don't have it. I never got it back. That's why I'm here. My livelihood was ruined by the guy that I'm here for.
Now charged with terroristic threat.
That's fine.
You've been filed on for this case.
Respectfully, see, how can I go about the process that a person, when I called, a rep told me to do this. So I came here to respectfully go about the process the right way, so I don't miss work. Paper says if you can't make it to do your due diligence, so I'm doing my due diligence, and I'm not getting the, I guess, response or help. I don't know.
Okay, so you work now currently, right?
My livelihood, no, my livelihood, my work was my truck. It is ruined. It is gone. I have no work. The guy I was here for that worked with me crashed and totaled my truck, which means my work, my only livelihood, my business is ruined.
What were you doing before?
I had my business for 6 years,
Doing what?
running a commercial fleet service, 26-foot box trucks.
Okay, and how much money were you making a month?
Monthly, after pay, I would say maybe 8,000, and that's including paying for the truck insurance and rent.
Okay, so how much money do you make now a month?
I haven't made money since He crashed my truck, which was what, September 28th or something like that?
So you tell me you've been out of work since
I have
September,
been getting help
now
from
in
my mom.
November?
I've been out, I don't have work. I had a business.
How do you support yourself now?
Family is helping me, which is why I say I'm going back home to my mother who's helping me. I
Okay,
worked
so
very hard in my life. I'm not a dummy. I have degrees. I worked very hard in my life. I worked for American Red Cross. I also have a phlebotomist certificate. I also have a real estate license. I'm not dumb, stupid, or slow. You're not talking to no one who's sitting here in front of you claiming something. I've worked hard in my life with the American Red Cross for 12 years. I'm not dumb, stupid, or slow. I opened a business. I started a business, and the man ruined my business. And I'm here for free. Yes, I did. If you call it a terrorist there, call it what you want. Someone ruined my livelihood that I worked very hard for would not return it. I don't have the keys to my livelihood. $72,000 truck with a loan still on it that I still have to pay for. I don't have it.
I can give you an application for an appointed lawyer. We need you to fill it out. Don't just put zeros. I need to know everything about you, how much money you have at the bank, how many cars you have, house, mutual funds, stocks, bonds, IRAs. Just fill it out and I'll take a look if you qualify. And if you qualify,
Again, if I'm not going to be here, I have an eviction. I don't know what more you need to see if you need me to miss court because I'm not going to be here or be sleeping on the street. I don't know if that's what you want from me. That's not how I live my life. That's not how I went to school to plan to live my life. I don't know if you want me here living on the street. They get to court December 16th, but again, if I have an eviction that I've worked to you from a community complex, a legal document, where do you want me to sleep until December 16th?
you can't just take off.
I did not say that. That's why I am here to ask you the correct procedure. That's why I am here. I came here to ask you to do my due diligence, so I don't just take off. I could have a million people just take off. I'm doing my due diligence, and I'm just not getting the proper, I guess, or respectable response.
I don't appreciate your passive aggressive.
I'm just trying to do my due diligence, and you're just saying, I don't know.
I know that you're touting the due diligence word, and I've told you also repeatedly that you need a lawyer to represent you. The lawyer can give you guidance. I cannot. I can't give you legal advice. I cannot give you guidance. I can only tell you that you need a lawyer, what you're charged with, what you're facing, the bond conditions that you have. At this point in the game, it's lawyer. You need a lawyer. I've told you that you need to go hire one. You're telling me that you don't have money, that you've not worked since September. So the next stage is I give you an application to fill out. And I'm going to give you an application to fill out, but don't give it to me with all zeros because I'm going to send it back to you. Just fill it out honestly, fill it out thoroughly, and I'll take a look whether you qualify. And if you do, I'll provide you with a court-appointed lawyer. But you got to understand, in this life, the way that you've acted to me, the way that you've threatened the staff, the way that you've threatened my coordinator on the phone, in this life, you get
Your coordinator, I had a very good conversation.
Your only discussion was with the judge.
you get more with honey than you do with vinegar.
I'm sorry, can I say something? Me and the coordinator had very good conversations. So what coordinator did you spoke to that told you that? Because we had a good conversation and she just said no. I had a very good conversation with the coordinator who actually told me, no, come up here tomorrow. I said, I could come next. She said, no, come tomorrow. If I was you, gave me correct steps. So I don't know. It wasn't Latoya Furlough. I don't appreciate that part because I've never had an incorrect conversation with anyone on the phone. I called one time and got that information one time from a lady who thanked me, and I had a conversation outside of this with that person on the phone. So it wasn't a rude conversation at all, for not even a second.
A big part of this life is also listening. I've been trying to explain you stuff as well. You get more with honey than you do with vinegar in every aspect of life. If you act like this to the lawyer that we give you, you're not going to have a good relationship and it's not going to go well. So remember, be patient, be nice. It takes a while to get evidence. Rome wasn't built in a day. So if we give you a lawyer today and you start hooting and hollering, well, I don't have this, I don't have that, it takes time.
Sorry, you're judging me. I'm not like that. I'm not like that.
I'm just telling you to be patient and be nice because it goes a long way in every aspect of life. All right, do you mind giving an application? Thanks.
Judge, I don't want to get into the facts or anything, but I just want to correct any misrepresentations that were made to the court. The complainant.
Wait, hold on.
The complainant in this case is not her former employee, it's his family. So the people that she was named, his brother-in-law, sister, and their child. I just want to make that known to the court. It was not the employee that was the complainant in the terrorist threat.
Okay. Do we have proper bond conditions in place now?
They don't speak English. Yeah, say anything.
Ma'am, Ms. Furlow, it's not your turn to say anything. Just please, you have the right to remain silent. Exercise that right.
It looks like there's a no contact as part of the bond conditions.
On the appropriate complaining witness?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. All right. So, ma'am, if you just mind, be so kind to take a seat. Good morning, Mr. Zigri.
Good morning, sir.
Your lawyers asked for me to set you a bond. You are wanted out of state for another charge. I don't know. I don't know you. I've never met you before, and I have to get to know you in a very short amount of time. I know that you're going to tell me it's little bunnies jumping in the woods, but really, I don't know you. My only concern are two. Number one, and most importantly, public safety. Number two, if we give you a bond, are you going to go to the jurisdiction that you're wanted from? So, Amy, tell us about Mr. Zigri.
Yes, Judge. He's wanted from Ottawa County, Ohio for grand theft. The amount for the grand theft has to be greater than $7,500, less than $150,000.
Wow, that's a big.
Yes. As the court knows, he is currently on deferred for that state jail theft. On that state jail theft, he did have a prior bond.
I know, I saw it.
Prior bond forfeiture.
Yep.
Day and I are requesting no bond on this case. We
Continue to get PR bonds. It's like catch and release. Is that what we're doing?
No, sir.
He has also other criminal history from Pennsylvania and Ohio for bad checks and thefts. I believe he was previously arrested as a fugitive from justice in August of 2022. He's had bad check and thefts in 2013, 2014, 2022, and 2023.
Okay, so how many thefts are we talking here in total? I mean, that's at least 6.
I'd have to count, to be honest, Judge Fleischer.
When does it stop?
It stopped when I was extradited here and put on probation in Harris County. And I've made all my restitution payments, in which I'm current. And I've been doing so since July of 2022, sir. And I have a full-time job. I make now $2,000 a week.
Is this a new case from Ohio or is this an older case? What do you see?
This one was issued from October 18th of 2023.
Okay, so it is older. Well, but this, so you said what day?
October 18th.
Okay, so he gets on deferred in July, and then this case is in October. So 1 month later, he picks up a new case.
No, sir. The actual case was from January. I was extradited. I posted bond there, and I was extradited to Harris County, directly out of Ottawa to here. And that's what I've been on probation here for. This is not a new case, sir, at all.
I will say it was the warrant that was issued, so.
Yes,
not the case, but,
and from what he had said, I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, you can finish.
Sorry, from what he has said, he's not been able to leave Harris County to go to Iowa due to his probation conditions to take care of this case. So that's pretty much why he's here now.
So I missed it. I zoned out. Say it again.
Sorry, Judge.
No, it's my fault.
From what I'm being told, Mr. Zigri was not able to go to Ohio because of probation conditions to take care of the warrant. So that's why he's in this condition today.
I gotta imagine that if he asks his probation officer, hey man, I gotta go take care of this warrant, and they go ask the judge, then perhaps that they would give him. But, my main concern, Ms. Oko, is that, if I send him a bond, whose money is he going to be paying it from?
This judge, he does have a full-time job.
We've got a ton of theft cases. So who else's money is it?
Judge Fletcher, I also forgot to mention, he does have open warrants as well that are also
somewhere else.
Also in Ohio. Yes, I forgot to mention that.
It's all on the same case. There's 2 warrants. There's 3 cases pending, a misdemeanor and 2 theft cases. Yes, sir.
Sorry, dude.
Okay.
It's time to pay the piper, man. I can't. I
have not been running, so that you know. I've been reporting to probation. If you look at my Harris County, I've been reporting to probation, making $1,000 monthly payment on that, and working full time. So I have not been running or absconding in any which way.
And I think our main concern is we always want people made whole, because that's
what I've been trying to do, Your Honor. honestly. Like, if you look at my probation record,
Just really, it's okay. It's neither here nor there. I don't know, Miss Oko. I really have a concern that he doesn't have any money. Where is it? Is it going to come from someone else's bank account other than his? You know,
Understood, Judge. I mean,
tell me something, Miss Oko.
from what he stated, he does have a full-time job. He takes care of his sister who is disabled at this time. So he's making restitution payments. So I'm in from what I'm hearing, it's as if the time has given him opportunity to do things right. Right? At the end of the day, he's not good at stealing because he keeps on getting caught. So I do think that he's doing things right now, which is why he's not getting caught, because he's not doing anything wrong from what I'm hearing.
Here's the deal. You are an inherent flight risk because you've got all those open cases in another state. So when we set you a bond, if we set you a bond, you're going to have to pony up probably 100% of it. There's no 10%, there's no 20% on these types of cases. You're going to have to pony up all that money. And we're talking probably somewhere in the neighborhood of around $6,000 to $7,000, $7,500. So, I don't know if you have that kind of money.
my company that I work for, my boss, can help me out, and my wife is here. She can help me out, and I have savings that I've worked for, that I've saved.
Like I said, Your Honor, once again, he's not a good thief.
I just asked, please talk to my probation officer.
I'm not going to talk to your probation officer.
Okay. She knows where I work. I work for,
Who do you work for?
So I guess, I guess talk to the family, see if they're willing to pony up $7,500. What I would say is, that money should be used to get a lawyer in that other jurisdiction, because all you're doing is you're basically getting out. We give you 2 weeks to go turn yourself in, whereas we could probably have them here within the next 2 weeks to come get you and take you back there for free, and using that money to hire yourself a lawyer there, right? You're going to deplete your savings.
Just have not come twice. I've been pulled over twice. They declined to come get me, Your Honor. And I just been sitting here. That's why.
Is that
I was
right?
just in Brazoria County, ma'am.
He was just in Brazoria County to get a conviction over there.
Yeah, I just handled that, paid $2,900 and settled that case out. Those are all my.
So has he been given a bond before?
In Harris County, Judge?
No. But he's saying that he was arrested on this very same thing in Brazoria County.
Yes.
Now we're here again.
They let me go. They didn't come and get me.
So it was your responsibility at that time to go up to Ohio to take these things.
They didn't come get. Yes, they didn't just.
You're not understanding.
I didn't have a chance to speak to my probation officer. I just
has nothing. Well,
I need a jurisdiction from the judge, Your Honor. That's what I just got to go up, to go travel, to go and handle that case. Because I'm done running. I'm not running, but just constantly, every time I get pulled over, they arrest me. I sit 14 days, 20 days.
So, Judge,
and then you know what? And that's a great point. If I set you a bond now, you still have the bond condition from upstairs that you're not supposed to leave. So
from where?
From upstairs.
I know. She gave me the opportunity to go up there after I got out of Brazoria.
There's now so many inconsistencies now. When did you get the opportunity to go up to Ohio?
About a week ago. I just got it because I just got out of Brazoria. They just released me out of Brazoria not even a week ago. I was in court on November the 2nd, on a Friday. If you look at my court date, I was in court on November the 2nd in Brazoria.
Judge Fleischer, Dave says he's going to be up in 5 minutes.
Okay, let's do this. I'm going to put him back for now. Ms. Oko, let me wait for Day to get here, and then let me help them get them out so they don't have to just sit here and wait. Give me 5 minutes. We'll be right back.
Absolutely, Judge. Thank you.
Come up, Mr. Gonzalez. What do you test positive for? What else? Anything else? Why are you using marijuana?
I haven't in the last 30 days. I'm not sure why it's still in my system.
Okay, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I'll give him another week. We'll test again in another week.
Okay.
You know, I want to make sure that it's nice and clean. If you're telling me that you're not going to be positive, I'm going to give you another week. But if you test positive, it's not going to go well. Do you understand? Don't use. That's all I'm asking you to do. And don't drive unless you have a license and liability insurance. Do you understand?
So,
Okay, let's come back in a week. I'm going to test him again just to make sure.
And can he get a note for school? He's in high
Yes,
school.
absolutely.
Okay.
Sure, of course. Let me enlighten you on one thing, Mr. Is that Mr. Zegri, that the more open cases you have, the more of a flight risk you become. At least in my book, because when there's more blood out there at stake, you just more of a higher risk, you know? Day, please.
Your Honor, on August 22nd, 2022, he was arrested for 2 charges, passing bad checks and theft by deception. He ultimately entered into a plea deal on August 25th, 2022, where he was supposed to serve 5 years of probation. However, he was also simultaneously found to be a fugitive from justice from Solon Police Department in Ohio on August 23rd, 2022. He was released on his own recognizance, but also on simultaneous deferred out of Port Clinton.
The understanding that you would go to for the new charge?
I don't know, because it was shortly after that he was placed on deferred in our jurisdiction on July 11, 2023. Oh no, it was a little bit before, sorry, it was the other way around. He resolved theft by check, the state jail felony here, and went there to resolve that. But because he already had an outstanding fugitive case, and the fact that he's on at least 3 concurrent deferred, and the fact that he has 2 active warrants, one of which is a probation violation, which hasn't been filed, but if it files, that it would be a pre-signed waiver, which he would have no ability to make bail or bond. And so because of those 3 reasons is that.
So how do you know there's a pre-signed waiver? Or are you speculating?
It's not guaranteed, but the fact that it's a probation violation, I mean, I can call and ask, Judge, if that's the.
No, it doesn't. It's just too much. You know, you're on multiple probations. You're on a probation here. You've now got 2 other cases in 2 other jurisdictions. It's just too much. At some point, we got to say when. We can't. I mean, it just, you got to understand it.
I've just been trying to make it right, Your Honor. I've been paying everywhere. And the same thing with Ohio, the probation. You're more than welcome because I'm making payments there.
You don't have to say anything.
Yes, sir.
The only thing is just don't pick up any more cases, man.
I've been
You
clean.
don't have a check.
I've been squeaky clean. No checking accounts, nothing. My wife does the banking. I have absolutely done nothing for 2 years trying to stay clean and make it right.
Perhaps, you know, she's the one that should start taking over the finances.
She has.
I know if you want something, you want to get it, just don't.
No.
Yeah. All right. I'm sorry, Miss Oko.
Yes, Judge. And he'll be keeping his waiver at the time. He won't be revoking it.
14 days from.
Has he already waived? He's already waived? Okay,
Yes,
so we'll
it's on Friday.
we'll keep your waiver for now. And then if they don't come get you within the 14 days, we will release you. But do you have any indication as to whether they want him?
They didn't come from me in Brazoria, not even a month ago.
We can reach out, especially since there's two different counties. I mean, we send out the notices the day we confirm. So today, the fact that he's keeping the waiver, we should know by this afternoon, at latest tomorrow morning. So,
Okay.
I mean, because also simultaneously, if you were to bond out and
You got to understand though, is that even if they don't come get you and we release you, those warrants will forever remain active until you go take care of them. So every single time you step out there, you're going to come here, do another 4 to 2 weeks, every single time.
I just wanted to pay Harris County because they promised me, the judge told me that when I'm done paying.
You need to go to Ohio as soon as possible to take care of those things. At the
Is there
very
an
minimum,
island here?
you'll post bond so those warrants lift. All right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Let's do it. Donald Brown, come on up.
The 12-month deferred, Judge. I told him that he does everything, you know, we can always approach on an early termination potentially. So.
You know, we usually do that as part of in an effort to entice you to complete everything well, do it fast, and be nice to everybody. One of the things we like to do is, you know, take people off early if they do well. You're charged, though, with a very serious case. You're charged with indecent assault, contact with fluid. That's a Class A misdemeanor. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement where they're offering you a 12-month deferred. That is a type of probation that if you complete it successfully, you do not end up with a conviction on your record. But you need to understand that you give up so many rights by entering into this agreement, where if you violate the agreement, we can issue a warrant for your arrest. And the full range of punishment is available for us to put you in jail an entire year. As part of the agreement, you will do a TRAS, which is an evaluation to see what conditions you may need. If they think you need conditions and assess it, you must fulfill those conditions. As part of the other part of the agreement is that you will have no threatening, harassing, or abusive contact with Ms. Vo. Do you understand? You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. So once you accept this agreement, you cannot undo this or change this. It is there until you complete it or unless it gets terminated through a violation. Is this how you understand it?
Yes.
How do you plead to the offense, guilty or not guilty? I will not find you guilty. I will withhold that for 12 months. If you do everything you're supposed to, we will take you off in half the time. Just don't have any contact with this person. Do what they assess, and then that's it.
Thank you, Judge.
All right? All right, guys. Good luck. Thank you. Oseas. Oseas Salinas.
Yes,
sir.
Mr. Salinas, you're charged with assault of a family member. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine.
Una multa de hasta $4,000.
You have worked out an agreement where they are offering you 45 days in jail with credit for the 7 days that you have done.
7 días que ya cumplió.
Is this how you understand the agreement?
Yes, sir.
You need to understand that there is an affirmative finding of family violence. What that means is that if you ever pick up another assault of a family member like this, you will be facing a 3rd-degree felony. You can be looking at 2 to 10 in the penitentiary. And when I mean an assault, it doesn't have to be a drag down, beat down where someone is bleeding. All you have to do is squeeze someone's arm where it hurts a little bit. That can now get you charged with a very serious felony offense. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You can never own a gun or ammunition as a result of this agreement as well. You are giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you are not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, it will go on your record. You can never take it off. You can never change this. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
This is what you want to do.
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to the offense of assault of a family member? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I will find you guilty. I will follow the agreement, sentence you to it. Good luck to you, Mr. Salinas. Thank you, Carlos. So is it true or untrue that you have violated your probation?
Sir.
Okay, I'm going to find that it's true. And I mean, he's got quite a bit of time. He's been in custody for, yeah. What time are we looking at? Oh, you put it up here. Sorry. So it's 30 days in jail, credit for the 83 days that you've done. I am going to suspend your license now for 180 days. Run at CC as far as the 3,000. This isn't, Alex, this isn't a 0.15, is it?
No, Your Honor.
Did we CC it the last? Okay, so just CC it now for the whole amount. So do it's 3,000 and then whatever the court cost is. Mr. Cruz, I want you to understand one thing and hear me loudly, hear me clearly. You have a bunch of stuff that's on your record now. You need to be careful when you're out there in the free world, because anytime you get in contact with a lawyer, sorry, with a lawyer, when you get in contact with an officer, all they do is they look you up. If you're in a car, they're going to pull you over. They pull you over, they're going to look at your record. They're not going to like it. They will harass you forever and a day. Don't give them a reason to take you down. If you want to get lit, you want to go burn, you want to go drink 35 shots of tequila, just don't get into a car. One button, an Uber, it's now $20 to $50. It's cheap, a lot cheaper than what you're doing now, right?
Exactly.
From now on, you're now facing a minimum of 30 days in jail for any new DWIs that you pick up. And I'm going to tell you, even the remote faintest smell of alcohol with your record, they're going to take you down. Do you understand?
Sure.
All right, man. Best of luck to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So, Mr. Castillo, you're charged with the total of 3 cases. You're charged with a felony theft of a firearm, DWI, and then you're also charged with
Possession, I think.
possession of a controlled substance with us.
Xanax.
I want you to understand that this DWI is going to go on your record. It'll be there for the rest of your life. Anytime you get pulled over, officers will see your record, which is not that good. And I'm going to tell you, every time you get pulled over, no matter what you're doing, no matter where you're going, no matter who you're with, they're going to harass you because of your record. The record speaks for itself. And they're going to, no matter if you are coming from church and you're dressed to the bells to the nine. It don't matter. They're still going to mess with you. Do you understand? So don't give them the opportunity. If you want to drink, if you want to go smoke, if you want to do this, just don't get into a car. How much money have you spent over the course of the last 10 years on all these cases that you've had when literally $20 clicking one button, maybe 30, can take you wherever you want to go. I'm going out on a date with my wife this Friday. I haven't gone out on a date in months, but I'm going to take an Uber because I want to drink like a fish. But I'm going to do it the right way, and that's taking an Uber, right? It's the responsible way. As much as I would prefer to drive, I know that officers hand out DWIs like it's candy on Halloween. So it's easier for me. That's the way you do it. That's the responsible way of acting. You understand? And you got to understand from now on, you ever pick up any more cases, whatever it may be, it's a minimum of 90 days in jail. And on a DWI, it's a minimum of 30 at least. And then with your other priors, they're kicking up to 90 days. No more proverbial slaps on the wrist. You understand? As part of the agreement, they're going to dismiss the theft of the firearm, the possession of a controlled substance. As part of the agreement, that gun will also be confiscated as well. You understand? You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. So once you plead guilty, you can never change this or undo this. It will go on your record. It will be there forever. If you are not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. You can never change this. You understand? How do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated? I will find you guilty. I will sentence you to 180 days in jail. However, I will probate that for 18 months. You will do a TRAS, which is an evaluation to see what other conditions you may need. If they assess other conditions, you must fulfill those. You must do thinking for a change, which is a class. You must do a DWI education class. This is a first, right? Have you confirmed that it's a true first? Alex, please. 2 victim impact panels. No breath test refusal, meaning that if you're pulled over in a car and an officer asks you to submit to a breath test, you must do it. If you don't, you're in violation of this probation. No drugs, alcohol, guardian interlock, and a $100 one-time donation to Mothers Against Drunk Driving. What do you do for a living, Mr. Castillo?
Self-employed as a landscaper.
How much money do you make a month?
Anywhere from 2,000 to 2,500.
Who do you support in this life?
It's myself right now, and I'm actually trying to help my dad. My father, I live with him.
His dad's here.
Say it again.
His dad's here with him, and he works with his dad.
Okay, I'm gonna do you somewhat of a favor. I'm gonna roll your court costs, but there is a DPS fine and fee that you're gonna be required to pay. We will give you 2 years to pay it. But you gotta understand, if you don't pay it, there's jail time that comes along with it. I mean, it's gonna end up being maybe like $75 to $100 a month, but you gotta pay it. All right, so I wish you the best of luck. Make this thing work. If you don't, I'm gonna issue a warrant for your arrest and I'm gonna put you in custody. You're looking at an entire 180-day sentence. Do you understand? Do you have a Texas driver license?
No, I do not.
Okay. We need to make sure that he gets a license as well. Okay. You need a license, man. If you're a landscaper, freak, you gotta don't drive. I'm making it a condition of your bond that you're not to drive until you get your Texas driver license. I want that done within 60 days. Yeah. It's within 60 days, you must get your driver license. I want you today to go there to start doing what you can to get it. I'm not going to suspend your license here. Do you know what happened on the LR suspension?
I don't think he has a license, so.
Can you run his license real quick?
I'll see if
Yeah, it was 4 years ago, the arrest, so.
Okay. Okay.
Is that the new surcharge?
So, George, you give this to your client, will you? This is the driver's license division for DPS. This is who you need to call to figure out how to get your license back. You call them in the morning and say, hey, this is me. I need to get my license. What do I need to do? Because it's been so long, you're going to have to take the driver's test. You're going to have to take the written test. When you call them, you call at 7 in the morning. Don't call at 9. Don't call at 1. Don't call at 2. Don't call at 7:02 because you're not going to get through. Those lines are so busy. You got to call right when the phone line's open, and that's at 7.
7 o'clock.
And you'll get through.
Yes.
All right.
Sure.
We wish you the best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Make it work, okay?
Thank you.
Good job, Mr. Reno.
Thanks.
All right. Why are you running, man? Nothing good happens when you run. You know that he picked up a new case.
No, he didn't pick up a new case. The case that you have precedes this case, and all of it is in conjunction with this case. It is the same.
I believe the case, I don't know if it's filed or not.
Same set of facts?
It is not
Yes.
the same set of facts, but it predates this case.
It involves the same complainants.
Right.
Or the same family, not the
Right.
specific.
Oh, I remember. It's right.
Often
It's the
state is
family and
on
it's
first, allegedly. So it's not like he violated his bond. I just want to get that clear.
So I'm not going to do anything to your bond. Just you got to be careful, man. The thing is that they're going to issue a warrant at any time. You guys have to be careful. Do you know when have they? Has Michael told
Your
you?
Honor, I've kind of let my client. I saw this come up a month ago or so, and it just has never. It's still been in the same kind of not signed status. So
We had this exact same situation happen earlier this morning as well. And with that case, they're taking it to the grand jury tomorrow. Hopefully we can get that done with this case so that you guys can get notice of when it's going to happen, because what you don't want to happen is at some point them issuing a warrant and you guys are in a very bad position when that warrant hits, like you're out of town and they take him in custody when you're in Louisiana or wherever it may be, because then it's just going to be a complete and utter disaster. So the quicker you guys take care of this, the better it is while you're here.
And Your Honor, I'm not, the state doesn't really want to do anything with this case.
Yeah, I get it. I understand.
I just would like a reset and.
I know, but I want him to work out the case upstairs too.
I understand.
At his best.
I understand.
Michael,
Yes, sir.
can you look at Mr. Alexander? The exact situation about the warrant not being signed, we have another one of those right here now.
Right.
With that case, they're taking it to the grand jury tomorrow. Can that happen with this case? Do you know? So that we can all take care of this at one time. I'm trying to prevent them signing it at a later date when they don't know about it, and then it just exploding.
I can check for him too. If he texts me, I'll check and see
You're going to do that on a daily basis? That's like, you know,
I'd have to get the felony prosecutor to agree to get an urgent date. Grand jury would have to agree to give the prosecutor an urgent date to get the case indicted. I'm not sure at this point. I can send them an email and say that you're requesting that.
I mean, you don't do that.
Okay.
Just, you know,
It is what it is, Your Honor. I don't know.
you just got to be on the lookout. You know, what I would do is probably call a bonding company and let them know, hey, this is my son. Can you just be on the lookout for when it hits and just let us know?
And I'm able to look it up online as well. I mean, it's public information. I see the same.
Yeah.
thing.
I mean, you have to be on a daily basis looking, you know. I'm glad you came.
I think it is taking a toll on him, Your Honor. So I appreciate the court working with us.
I mean, you've done nothing wrong to this point. There's no need to punish when you've done nothing wrong. Just, the best thing you can do is just stay out of trouble.
And he's doing that.
And
He's doing that.
has he gotten a job or doing anything now? Or?
He started the GED program.
Great.
He started counseling, so he is doing what you asked him to do. He is doing what I've asked him to do. You know,
How do you feel?
a healthy level of anxiety associated.
It's natural. How do you feel? Are you doing well with the classes? Have you been doing it really? You know, in this life, if you put your heart into it, you can achieve anything. That's what's so great about this place. Really. Just you put your heart, soul into anything can happen. Really. That's what this life is about. Making a lot of money and having a lot of knowledge, Mr. Alexander. And it starts in school, in high school. Okay. We'll let you guys go. Just be on the lookout. Your appearance is waived. You guys don't have to come. Just stay in touch with Mr. Elick and he'll tell you how we go further.
That's why he's required to.
Oh, did we send him for a test?
No, Your Honor. I think he just came. So I don't think
Yeah, I'd like to send you for a test. I want to make sure you're not using any drugs. Okay. Just hang tight for me now. We'll send you for a test. And then, we'll set you off now. If something comes back and hopefully it doesn't, if it's clean, then we'll set you off or whatever it is. If it's dirty, well, I guess we'll have to deal with it at that point. I hope he's not using, you know, because we just don't want you to smoke marijuana. That's it. Okay. All right, guys.
So
we'll
hold off on getting
this right now.
Okay.
No, I want to make sure he's not smoking marijuana. Yeah. Okay.
Is it
Thank
okay
you.
if I hand you something? It's just a business card.
Yeah, you can give it to Steven. Sure.
Thank you. Come on.
Thank you, ma'am. If you don't mind, please giving us your cell phone, and I'm going to give it to the lawyer real quick.
My cell phone number.
Please. Don't say it out loud. And then just, you can see that he's on the screen over there on the TV.
Yes.
Yes. And then I'll give you a call this afternoon, Ms. Furlow.
Okay.
This is Mr. Brasher. He's been appointed to represent you.
Okay.
Because we are giving you a lawyer, I am waiving your appearance so you don't have to waste your time coming to court, but you must stay in touch with Mr. Brasher. He will tell you when you have to come back to court. If he tells me he can't get a hold of you because you're playing games, I will issue a warrant. So just don't pick up any new cases. Be nice. Don't violate conditions. Stay in contact, and then everyone's happy.
And
All right, let me just send this to you real quick.
Sure. And do we have a new court date or what the next?
It's 12/16.
It's set for 12/16 now. I'm going to waive your appearance, so you don't have to be here on that day, but just stay in touch with Hugh, and then he'll tell you the next time you have to be in court. Okay? All right, that's her cell phone, so you guys will get in contact later today, and that's it. Okay? Okay, guys. That's it.
All right. Thank you.
Are you fine with that 12/16, Hugh?
Yes, I'm looking, I think I probably have about 100 cases on that. Well, yeah, no, I can do that date. Yeah, that'll work.
If not, it's not a big deal. You can have a different date.
No, it'll work. I was just looking at it, but it's a trial that I don't think it's, yeah. So yeah, that'll work.
Okay. All right. Okay, man. Good luck.
All righty. Thanks, Judge. All right.
Thanks, Morgan. Now we're done.
Yo, let's take a trip down to H-Town's core, where justice reigns behind the courtroom door. In court number 5, there's a man who presides, Judge David Fleischer, where the law abides. From the gavel to the road, he's holding it down. In the heart of Texas, he's renowned in the town, balancing the scales, making sure they're even. In his court, truth's the only thing we're believing. Judge Fleischer on the bench, laying down the law, fair and impartial, the best you ever saw. Harris County's finest, keeping justice alive. Everybody rise for court number 5. He listens to the pleas, he hears every voice, ensuring that the system gives a fair choice. From dawn till dusk, he's devoted to the cause, upholding the rights and respecting the law. Judge Fleischer on the bench, laying down the law, fair and impartial, the best you ever saw. Harris County's finest, keeping justice alive. Everybody rise for court number 5. To the pleas, he hears every voice, ensuring that the system gives a fair choice. From dawn till dusk, he's devoted to the cause, upholding the rights and respecting the law. Judge Fleischer on the bench, laying down the law, fair and impartial, the best you ever saw. Harris County's finest, keeping justice alive. Everybody rise for court number 5. In a world of chaos, he's a pillar of order, bringing clarity right across the border. With wisdom and integrity, he leads the way. In his courtroom, justice isn't just a cliche. So here's to the judge who's holding the line, Judge David Fleischer, legend by design. In Harris County Criminal Court, he's the God, making sure that justice will always reside.